Alright guys, so let's get into a few tips and tricks with Omniman and Janet. It's gonna be very briefly because I'm actually not an Omniman main or a Janet main. This is actually suggested by one of my subscribers, and of course, even if one person asks me to do something, that I, maybe can, I will do it just for them. And of course, maybe some of you are interested as well in the meantime, but feel free to ask me anything in the comments down below for a video or something, and if I can do it, I will tell you. If I cannot, I will tell you as well. I'm always very open with you and real at the same time. So here we are. This is for you, my dear subscriber. We appreciate your time. Hope this will help you. So let's just go for a little punish, classic one. See, something like that will happen, or this, drop it, or maybe kick him and just push him away, right? I'm sure you stumble upon some of these. So the key with this combo is actually very simple. You need to do the jumping one as soon as possible, and then everything will flow. As soon as you hit the ground, you hit the standing tree, canceling it into the into this. Very simple. So as soon as possible, and will always pop, right? So another combo that is very difficult is the double throw, right? The second throw being into the Janet punch. This is the best way to practice. Forget about the combo, okay? The classic one or whatever. You can either, remember, you can combo off this. If they press a button, you're just gonna go into it. I do recommend watching some of my online gameplay, and you see exactly what I'm talking about and how to set it up and how to adjust, mid-fight, and also invent new combos like mid-game. That's just, comes in time. But with this combo, I recommend just doing this all over again until you get the right timing with the Janet, okay? When to call Janet. I also recommend, if you cannot do it, don't waste time on it. It's not necessary. It's very inconsistent, and especially if you have a lag or a bit of online stuff, you will still drop it. But it is cool. So if you're that type of person that is interested in that, go ahead, okay? And if you're really a mad lad, which I'm not, do it 3 times. As soon as Janet punch him, you just dash in, grab him again, and then call Janet again. You know what I mean? And then go into the ultimate finisher, which is somehow not a brutal, but I digress. Some other tricks you can do for mix-ups is this one right here. This string right here goes, the second hit is an overhead, right? Everybody expects it, everybody will block it, but why not stagger a bit? Do this, or do this. At first, don't commit. Just test the waters, okay? After that, you will see them get hit by this a lot. Even this into again, like this, why not this? It's risky, but especially you have a long set with someone, it's something that you need to consider in adding into your repertoire. The back one mid, which is one of the best. Remember, the second hit, it's a high, so good players will actually duck it and punish you. Like neutral duck it. So remember, you have this one right here. So mix that up. Start up with that actually. Or boom, boom. Just do a bunch of stuff like this. See if it works. If it keeps punishing you, then commit to it, because he's probably gonna press a button. But these are just mind games. This is why I like more casual than Kombat League. You can he can beat you like 2 times in a row. In Kombat League will end, but in casual you can still keep playing, and eventually you will beat him. This is how you actually get good. In Kombat League, only if you really, really have a main and very competitive and really, like grinding, and you already know a lot of the matchups. But if you're still learning the game, learning new characters, casual is the best way, because it still this casual mode still has an MMR. Like, you will still match up with players at your level. Let's talk about the setup, with the Janet and Omniman. So remember, this can be done with any starter basically. And you call in Janet, right? Now here, before you end your animation, before this ends, you're gonna buffer in. Cancelled. See, I already buffer in like 3 times. See? And then you can, you know, maybe go into teleport, backdash a bit, or just put a pressure on it. Now keep in mind, if you get hit, Janet will also get hit, so she won't keep throwing fireballs, so you still need to be cautious when that happens. So that's why you need to mix it up. In the corner, that is my favorite thing to do. Just set them up and just slaps, a lot of slaps. Remember, you're not using your meter for anything else. You know, then occasionally wake ups and obviously meter burn. This is like so good. Okay, so now let's move on to another thing that a lot of players struggle with. You know, especially with omniman matchups. Everybody knows this trick, right? And just ends. Usually they like to go into a cameo, and you should go in cameo, but if you use Janet, it's not really the best option in my opinion. You should, you know, from time to time go into her, but I recommend just do this and cancel it in meter burn Viltrumot stance. So that way, if they press a button, you can just grab it and go in your combo. Some other things you can do, boom, boom, just use the slap. You know, it's risky, but just to make them respect you, because eventually after this they will respect you. Okay, they won't press a button, and you can even go for a nice little cheeky down one. Now in the corner, remember, after this you can continue with the 1, 2, 4, the 2, 2. Okay, the 2, 2 is always the most damaging starter. Okay, more damaging than this one, and it's very obvious because 1, 2 it's a 7 frame and this one is a 9 frame. Sometimes you can test the waters, but sometimes you can punish a lot of stuff with a 9 frame high. Just test the water, but if you see you can punish it, just use this. But if you can, use this a lot. This string right here is very good for staggers. So really good omniman players, or you know, who are experienced fighting against omniman, will armor through this like no one's business. Okay, so pay attention to that. Okay, always go for this one right here. This is just a few tips here and there just to help you out. Let me know, I may miss something. Let me know in the comments down below, and I will of course answer any of your question. And if you are an omniman player and have some tips, let us know in the comments down below. I'm always open to learn myself. Hope you enjoyed this one, guys, and yeah, see you on the next one.